Hello everyone, this is Brian, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas You Only Live Once Hardcore Edition, the game where we never heal. Now last time we finished off Vault 22, the first of our 3 Brotherhood quest vaults, and then we did some other stuff. We got up to level 20 and got some more hit points. We're at 353 of 405. Now today we are going to head into the second vault, Vault 11, another scary, horrifying vault. But first we're going to do a few little errands in the New Vegas area, partially related to getting Edie's quest ready to fire when we head back in the Brotherhoody direction. And, well, here's Walter Phoebus, and I think we've got our speed... Well, we don't have our perception high enough to talk to him, but a quick little mentats or something ought to clear that up. There's the mentats, and so, once again, now with perception of 7, we can talk to him, and we can explain that having a big fight with Heck Gunderson's probably not a good idea. I think we might have to talk to his wife. Okay. Hello, Ethel.
If you don't mind.
Please explain to us that we're supposed to talk your husband down. See what I can do.
Howdy. Good.
And we've got Feeble Will. Just get him to tell me enough stuff that I can say Ethel's right. And speech 75. We're all good. Don't even have to talk to Ethel again. We got all the quests. Okay. So, that was some excitement. And remembered that I hadn't ever gotten Caleb McCaffrey's hat. So, we're going to get that, because that will make the Freeside folks happy. And let's head up to our very own personal bedroom and toilet, which is where Edie is. So I was heading down to Michelangelo's place and realized it doesn't do me any good if I don't have Edie. Just want to check my inventory for interesting weapons here. Get a repair done. And let's see. Our good friend, the toilet. Maybe we'll go to our good friend, the bed first. Alright, bed dealt with. Actual sleep total, a little more sleep. That should do it. Excellent. Now some toilet water ought to fix us right up. Ah. Okay, off we go. Now we can head all the way down to the end of New Vegas and go see Michelangelo. Because Michelangelo, when you talk to him, he tends to trigger special... He's usually back in his little, very far back here shop. Tends to somehow trigger the special code words that make Edie go off.
Yes.
So we can talk our way through this with some speech.
Thank you for the offer, but...
And if we talk to him nice and we don't try to,
I've always wanted to
rob
see
him,
a dinosaur.
then he'll
Thermometer
get us
sign
on
at
this little
Novac.
camera quest, which is,
Then-
you know, it's kind of cool.
Carrying
Sort of
airfield
reminds me
and
of
Helios 1
Bioshock,
power
but
station signs are of
not
much interest
quite
in my
as
work.
good as that.
I'd
But
like
he
see
wants
some
us to
sarsaparilla headquarters
go
bottle.
take some pictures of some things. We're happy to go do that. So off we go.
Thank you. Oh, and if you need
That,
more
but I
camera film, then
think
just come
as
back.
soon as we're done, yes, download complete.
Outpost scientist.
So we have obtained the classic inspiration quest, and now Edie wants to play us some more recording. Take some pictures of some signs. Alright, so we'll see if we can make anything at this workbench. Not very much. So, off we go. Now this is the nearest mailbox to the food processor. So now that we have Edie to carry the junk, we pick up the items and we go over to the food processor. Take the stuff back to Edie. Now I think we can. I think that's just the pot. There's a pot right here. I often don't get a pot because I know I can get the pot right there next to the thing. That's the only one you can get here in this room. And we have repaired the food processor, which is, you know, kind of one of the hardest quests just because of the weight of all the crud and having to find them. It's always a little bit sad that it gives you so little of a real reward. Although, if you're, you know, if you have a hard time finding food, this is certainly the most food and purified water stocked guy there is. So, in any event, I always like to do that because I think it's just a fun quest. And here we have Contreras, and so now we've waited the day, we can actually talk to him, and so he needs us to go talk to a guy over at Miguel's. Next time we're all the way way over there at Miguel's.
Just tell him you're looking for some betting advice.
So, he gives us a special code phrase about betting on the house.
If you get this last job done, full access. Get moving.
Get full access to his stash. Alright. So, on from McCarran and heading south. Sneakity sneak. We cleared these guys out relatively recently. Might be, I see a red dot around here, so that's... I've got Edie in my party, and that might mean that we're actually looking at ants in the far distance here, but we will just play it safe. Some respawnage and some despawnage. Right. So yellow dot, so that must be NCR. Another red dot. Fiend or ant? Fiend or ant? Ant. No longer an ant. Little family of ants. Out for an evening stroll. Target practice, and we are good to go. Well, that guy in the barn, I don't know if I'm going to go find him in the barn just to plank him. I think we're just going to head this way. Go in there. Try to shoot him through the hole in the barn. Probably not going to work. Alright. Enough of that. Okay, we can safely go through here now because we turned in the quest. see our old friends, the gun merchants, etc.
I've still got guns and ammo.
Alright, what do we got going on here? Not actually very much. Let's just check if he's got anything we need.
Still making a nuisance?
Special ammo.
Thanks.
Get some of that, and we are good to go. Good to go. Alright, and right over here, instead of going back across our favorite field of ants, we are going to go up in these rocks, and we are going to find Vault 11. You have discovered Vault 11. Now, Vault 11 is full of basically rats and insects. Rats and insects. And we need to leave Edie here, or it just won't feel right. Set rats and insects. I think there's some scorpions down there in this very first room. Just do a little fire in the hole action. Mantises. Must have been at least one mantis. Let's see what else is coming. Anything else coming? I heard, did we do them? Did we do them? Grenaded them. Let's go in with the machine gun out just in case. I had a caution. Something at least hurt it. Get our vault exploration equipment on. Go with the more protecty helmet, just because I know that I'm not going to need huge amounts of extra critical hits against what we're going to find in here. So there's giant rats, there's giant mantises, there's some bark scorpions, but I think that's mostly in this entry room. Somebody endangering me. He's up behind the little fence. We can plank him. Safely plank him. There we go. Still caution though. Somebody's on a lather. So, some classic machine gun first exploration. We got Edie in the party. We got red dots in every direction. Gives us a ridiculously long range, and so it's actually almost a disadvantage. It's a different, there's some situations where I like having a long range detection, but there's a lot of other situations where it's actually really scary, disturbing, and makes me unnecessarily paranoid. Alright, off to that direction, there are some rats sometimes. We're just gonna do that door There's a rat. Fortunately, these are not rodents of unusual size. There's one. They're just regular giant rat. Very, very easy to kill. Don't even do much damage if they got me. Red dot situation is definitely making this more difficult than it has to be. This door, same room, it's just got mantises in it. standing right by the door there. You can tell by how fast the dot moves as you move a little bit about how far away the bad guy is. Yeah, the challenge in this little first part of this vault is the fact that there's these little various guys in all insects and rats in all directions, and of course their patterns are a little bit random, so you gotta kind of just be careful nobody comes in at you from the side. Of course you get put in danger and you're not sure which direction you're in danger from. Oh, I see a little leg. I see a Mantis leg. Mantis face. Can I get him? Clink. There we go. Less Mantis. So we're just going to kind of clean this level out. And there's loot. It's kind of all generic loot, but you never know when you'll find something worth having. Medical loot. Get back there. There we go. More medical loot. Hey, medical loot. Eat a doctor's bag? Sure, why not? Okay. Rats to take down. The key in this vault is just kind of, none of the individual things are all that dangerous, but they're a little bit every direction from you, so that's sort of the challenge, is to slowly and carefully clear the rooms. Because my sneak is so high now, some of these silly little things don't actually see me as long as I don't get right in their face, and that can actually, in some ways, that can be a danger, because you won't actually see yourself going into caution. You'll actually stay hidden and like walk right into the face of a giant Mantis, and that's not good. So that's one reason red dots are useful. But of course, I'm because I've got ED, I got this red dot problem that makes me paranoid in every direction. So this is a way to kind of come at it from an end. There's another rat. I don't fear the rats as much as the Mantises in this. I mean, the rats in Rockflower Cave just give you a whole different level of fear of rats, but these are just your standard, plain, boring giant rats. Don't need conductors and things anymore. We've repaired the food processor. There's terminals that explain the whole thing about their election in this vault. I love some of the I love the posters in this vault. You know, I hate Nate, and it's crossed out and turned into I hate Kate. Nobody wants to be elected overseer. I mean, this is the sacrificial vault where you get to be overseer, and then you have to go to the sacrificial chamber. There's an I hate Nate. So I actually, when I first started playing New Vegas again after I'd had a really long hiatus, and I started playing Permadeath, and my first epic Permadeath character loss was in this vault, and it was, I kind of forgot the import of the sacrificial chamber. So I was fully sacrificed. It was a panic, and I was not ready for what what happened in there. I know you can survive that, but not if you don't have any preparation whatsoever. I just sat in the chair. Oh my goodness, the sacrificial chamber. Yeah, I don't think there's actually all that much down here, but we'll look. Except for Mantis's, of course. There's him off. Is there another one in here? No. So a little quaint little classroom. Teach the kids about the vault. Takes us back to our Fallout 3 introductory days. Sometimes these lockers can have something. Not really today. So we're always looking for stealth boys, keeping our eyes out. This is like the smoking room, and for some reason there's an NCR guy in here, like he came in sneaking around and got Mantis or something. And there's some Mantises in the smoking room. Halfway up the wall. Go. There's another Mantis. Near enough. He's here. There he is. Alright. And unsurprisingly, in the smoking room, there's plenty of cigarettes, but mostly it's just junk. Partially cleaned that out so there wouldn't be red dots in places that I didn't want to see extra red dots. Alright, I think we're ready to start. Heading on down this way. At some point we hit the door that takes us deeper in the vault, and that gets rid of a lot of the red dot problem. Alright, let's see which way to clear. Got some more, man. Now this room up here has 2 terminals in it, one of which is one of those fable bomb trap terminals. So you don't want to accidentally activate the front of it. You can activate the back of it. One of the ways you can tell if something is a fake blow-uppy terminal is if it has a back panel that you can activate. And that means activating the back panel will disarm it and make everything harmless. And I believe that is the fake one. Yes, activate rear panel. So see, you can say, oh look, I could disarm it. I don't have explosives high enough, but I could. Whereas the regular terminal is just a regular terminal. Alright, so down to the lower level, the deeper, more inner Vault 11 living quarters. Working our way down to the reactor chambers. There's a whole cool flooded reactor chamber area in this, which I actually enjoy going in there, and there's pretty decent loot. But it's very radioactive. You have to get down in the radioactive water for a period of time. So I probably won't do more than I have to do of that part of the vault. We're gonna get our, and we're definitely not doing the sacrificial chamber. Too traumatized. Lost a permadeath character there. And so I certainly don't want to take one's character into that. But we're gonna get our vault pieces for the Brotherhood. Anything else that we can carry on the way out. general, vaults are pretty dense with loot. They're also usually dense with danger. That's the classic RPG payoff. But I do always enjoy the combination of the tension and the finding out what the horrible social experiment is in the vault. It's always horrible. It's always some Orwellian horror they're conducting. See, the amount of bad creatures has temporarily decreased. Now, let's see. We go to the Overseer's office first. Oh, yeah. Okay, the security door is down here. So this is the, like, security area, and it has really some of the best loot of all. It's where they, I guess, kept all their ammo. So we'll start with a little hackety-hack. Giving us all these big old irritating long words. Got it. And then we can just go ahead and pick lock anyway, get even more experience. And this room is free of creatures. And there's this and that. Most mines. Mini nuke. Not sure if we're going to be getting into a lot of nuking, but you can just find a mini nuke right here. So there's all sorts of ammo for all sorts of different types of guns, and this isn't that. So far, not any of the things that we really want, which is basically at this point stealth boys. We will look around. Mantis hiding in this room, but it has even more good stuff. Most of it behind that desk. Funny little irritating thing behind this desk, which is that you have to kind of jump over an object to get there, which means that if you then pick up all the stuff and you're overweight, you can't get back out until you get below weight. So, you know, in a way it's kind of cute, but it gets me almost every time. Stealth boy. Well, that made it worth scrounging a whole bunch of loot, didn't it? Woohoo! All right, hadn't had a good stealth boying in a while. And we are just scavenging this place because one good stealth boy could lead to another. Give us a stealth boy. Give it. Alright, so that may be just about all in here. Now, down toward the Overseer's office direction. I think for that we have to go through another scary door. Lower level. Okay, so this is the bottom level of the vault, and it has got the scrudgiest stuff of all, but I think it starts out pretty safely. You get out here in the corridor before you start running into any creatures. It's still just mantises and giant rats, but there is the new addition. Once you get down here, there's the addition of traps. There will start being, like, there's a tripwire trap right in that room. Let's see, it's right around the corner here. I mean, I got light step, but you get the idea. And later, One of the things about tripwire traps that can happen is, even if you have light step, if you kick a paint gun across it, it will snap and then the trap will go off, and those sorts of things can get nasty. Similarly with mines, remember it's bugs and giant rats, and so there's mines, but the mines aren't allied with the mantises, and so you can get killed even if you got light step. You can get too near a mantis that sets off a mine or a trap and end up right in the blast radius. So this next little part is one of those types of area, so you need to be extra careful to not get anywhere near the mantises while they might be near the traps. There's always a rat in this hall, anyways. He's always one of the easiest guys to get, and yet he always makes me nervous. Okay, so now we can go down either of these two corridors on the right. There's this one, or we can go the kind of more back way back here. They both more or less lead to the same place. I feel like I kind of like this direction better. Just check it out and see. We can always turn around. We're not going to go in any flooded sections right now. See, I think that leads all the way down to the reactor. And here... Okay, yeah, see, here's a trap from the back. That's already been set off. See, the mantises will set the traps off. Alright, so that was a flooded section. I'm going to clear out the other side before we do... So the thing we need is actually in that little flooded section, I believe. So we will have to do a little bit of swimming. We're going to do it after this... all this crap is cleared out of the way. There are mines, and there is scariness. That's a tripwire. See, sometimes you come down here, you don't find a lot of mantises because they already have stepped on the mines, and it's all good, but you don't want to accidentally find out there's one last mantis, and it's right there next to the... Because, they're melee, so they'll come right towards you, and if they come right towards you and you return their mine... So long, sucker. Alright. That is it for that room. This is the most dangerous room in terms of if there were any more mantises left. There shouldn't be anything left other than mines, traps, and things I'm immune to. There's lots of ammo. This is like where they were making their last stand. Trying to protect the reactor chamber. It's always scary. The memories of past lives where I've learned the lesson of the mantis and the mine. The story of the mantis and the mine. That's like Aesop's fable. The story of the mantis and the mine. Alright, so this is the other end of the flooded tunnel. And this is where we need to go to get our thing. So we'll put our rebreather on. And I think I must have left the spacesuit somewhere. I can't remember what I did with that. Which is too bad, but we will get our rad extra. Maybe I mailed that back home and haven't picked it up yet. Alright, so in we go, but we have all the oxygen we need. Go around this corner, and I believe it's in that locker. And it is, differential pressure controller. And honestly, there's not a lot else in here worth having or dealing with. Well, sure, if I can get, never mind. Too much radiation, too scary. And there's another room you can go in if you want to get more random stuff underwater, but mostly I'm getting the heck out of here. Okay, so that was that. And this is the way down to the reactor chamber and a whole bunch of other loot and more flooded things. And I'm not going to go into the extra radiated part, but I'll go down here and just kill whatever's sort of nearby. Just take any loot I can until it gets a little too radiation-y for me. There's the reactor door. The first part of the reactor is only lightly flooded, so it just means you're kind of walking up to your ankles, but that radiates you, and so that doesn't make me happy. And there's, again, nothing we actually have to have in here. Taking a whole bunch of radiation just to possibly find a stealth boy is a good trade. Radiation yet. And you know, some vaults the reactor is just all, you just walk right into a room and there's the reactor, and other ones it's protected behind whole levels of doors and things. It's just whatever suits the dramatic purpose at the time. Okay, cleaned out these Mantises. This, I think that's the, no, not the flood. Yeah, here we go. Bunch of ammunition boxes. Come on, stealth boy. Come on. Nothing. Missiles. Don't need missiles. And microfusion cell. Stealth boy. Well, no, I'm glad I came down here. Whee! Happy stealth boy. Yay. That is the one piece of loot that we still really need. Because there's really, other than, there are some guaranteed stealth boys in the rep contest site. I guess you're guaranteed 5 of them, and you'll probably get more. But there's no other real guaranteed in the world thing. There's ways, if you please Caesar a whole lot, then you can end up getting stealth boys in your little Caesar presents. But anyway, that's also a huge amount of work to get to that. Not likely to be possible the way we're playing this game. So anyway, you got to keep your scavengy, you got to just have your scavengy little eye out for stealth boys. And I think that is as far into the vault as we need to go today. We are just going to retrace our steps and get the heck out of Dodge with the second of the 3, whatever it is, air cleaning system stuff for the Brotherhood. Gonna lead us to our power armor. I can just feel that power armor coming on. And the last vault was the one we almost did first, and that's Vault 3 or whatever it is, over by the Fiends. And the funny thing about that vault is nobody actually shoots at you in that vault. I mean, unless you shoot at them. Screw them up. You can do that vault without ever having to have a bunch of combat, and that is how I propose to do it. It's just that there's another quest I want to do, the Abba Dabba Honeymoon quest for the Great Khans. I want to get in good with them, be ready for the future, plus get all their drugs and get them to teach me how to make turbo, which I think is almost as good as a stealth boy, and that we can make. Unlike a stealth boy. So, and there's sometimes a bug where if you start one of those quests and you don't have the other one going, that you can't ever complete the other one. So I need to do that quest, and unfortunately to do that, I need to get all the way back down to the south end of the world. because I need to free Anders. They sent their little drug runner Anders down toward Cottonwood Cove, and he hasn't come back, and I need to let him down off the cross. That's what I need to do. So I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom of the map, and so that is going to involve a bit of a walk here. And it's just one of those, well, I want to do this quest before that quest thing, and you know, I was just down that way, and I could have gone over there and done it, and I just didn't think of it. So we're doing it now, and then we'll come back, and we will finish the Brotherhood quest. So let us zip into Helios 1, our favorite drinking water fountain, and head back through Novak and get a good night's sleep in our place, pick up our items, Mantis egg, surgical tubing, spacesuit. Yes, there was the spacesuit. All right, run through our little cabinets. Defies golf driver in case I want to get the little special achievement when I kill Mr. House. In honor of Bioshock, of course. All right, and I think this is where we're going to stop. Next time we will head on down there, let Anders off the cross, and then we can head to Vault 3. We have had an excellent, successful day in the vault. We took no damage whatsoever, so we still remain at 353 of 405 because we also didn't level up. So heading off toward Cottonwood Cove, we'll see you next time, and you only live once.